Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Andrew. We have a guest on the bed behind me, as you can see, my kitty cat Shadow. He's not going to say much, he's catnapping, but he may be listening. Every now and again you might see his ear twitch. So, divorce. Right now, I believe divorce is inherently unfair to men. Let's start at the beginning. Generally speaking, divorce is initiated 80% of the time by women, and so women start the divorce proceedings significantly more than men. On top of that, in most cases now, because it's no fault divorce, the woman can divorce the man for whatever reason. The first, I believe the biggest category is of why women get divorced is well, it's not called this, but it's the man doesn't make enough money for me. Basically financial insecurities, but it's basically the man doesn't provide enough for me. And another big one is just that they're not happy anymore. What a reason to give up on however many years. I'm not happy. I'm not happy, and I think I can find it better. Ladies, go ask women who have divorced if the grass is greener on the other side. I can tell you most of them are going to say no, it's not. And if they don't, well, our misery loves company. I'm just going to say that too. So now let's talk about divorce itself. Most of the laws, I think, are unfair against men. Alimony, over 90% of alimony is paid to women. Men tend to make more than women, so women get paid more in alimony. Alimony, in my mind, is inherently sexist because it's basically saying whoever is getting this alimony is incapable of looking after themselves. Are you okay with that? Let's say you're a 30-year-old woman and you just got divorced. Are you incapable of looking after yourself? Are you literally admitting that you're incapable of looking after yourself, and so taking alimony from your ex-husband or soon-to-be ex-husband? I know a lot of women that would be very upset if a man told them that they were incapable of looking after themselves, and yet they're willing to accept this alimony. Again, I hate hypocrisy, but that's what it is. And the other thing I really don't like about alimony, personally, I believe that, if you're a couple and a certain amount of money is made, I believe that money should be split 50-50, unless there are some minor circumstances where I don't believe that, but for the vast majority of cases, I would believe that money should be split 50-50. If a man has made wealth before he's even met you, why are you entitled to that wealth? I believe, like I say, anything that the man and the woman makes should be put together and said, okay, this is how much was made during our relationship. You get 50, I get 50. We'll sell off all our assets that we had. Everything gets put 50-50. Or, you take the house, I'll take a little bit more in the cash. Whatever it balances out to. Whatever is 50-50. I'm okay with that. I don't understand why a woman needs stuff that he had before he even knew her. Because a lot of men, and especially these days, men, grow their empire, as it were, their financial empire, their money, their wealth, their power, and then women come and attach themselves to them afterwards, and men are getting really weary of this because women are attaching themselves for a year and then getting a divorce because they're not happy, or they just want 50% of his money, and they take it and they can't. I read something where the top 100 most women with the most money, I think I can't remember, was it 97 of them all got it through divorce, something like that. Or maybe there were a couple of those that also had it in inheritance as well. But the vast majority of the women on that top 100 most successful women list got it through divorce. Nothing they did themselves. So men are starting to be like, well, maybe I shouldn't marry you. And then there's the whole argument of the prenup. Unfortunately, a prenup Prenups are thrown out regularly in courts, sometimes crazily enough, just on the whim of the judge that day. Unfortunately, when men get prenups, they don't always, deal with lawyers and stuff like that. They really should, to try and make it successful. But even that does not guarantee that prenup will hold up in court. A lot of it depends on how long you were together. A lot of it, there's a lot that goes into it. And like I say, it could be a coin flip as to whether it works or not, depending on the person, depending on the court, depending on the day, it seems like. So why take that risk if you're a man? Moving along from alimony, child support and being able to see your child. Women are incentivized in the courts and in law to try and withhold parental rights from men. They just are. The less time men see their children, the more they generally have to pay in child support. So if women want more money from that guy, she's going to fight as hard as she can to get that child for as much time as she can. On top of that, the default in courts today are still that the women are more capable to be the main guardian than the father is. And there have been cases where the man has been completely clean and sober, and the woman has been caught doing drugs in front of her child, and the children still go to that woman. How is that woman more capable than that man? Now, if she gets help, if she deals with her addiction, that's great, good for her. I believe in self-improvement no matter what. But if she's not clean, how is she more capable than that man is? But the courts will still decide that the kid needs to go with her. That's a sexist view. Just like alimony is a sexist view too. Here's a fun story for you. A woman, and I'm going to use the word kidnapped her child. She was in a relationship with a man and she wanted to get a divorce. She kidnapped her child and flew him and lived with him in Japan for 2 years. Never contacted the husband, never told the husband where they were. The husband couldn't find them. He searched for them and couldn't find them. This woman 2 years later gets a divorce, and in the divorce proceedings claims, well, my husband hasn't seen his child in 2 years. He shouldn't have any right to see the child. And the courts agreed with her. She kidnapped that child from that man. How is she a capable parent if she's willing to do that to her child to gain something from that man? That should be considered kidnap, and he should get the child, in my opinion. And I would say that if it was the other way around. If a man kidnapped his child, well, by the way, if it was the other way around and the man kidnapped his child, police would be out looking for him. He would go to jail, probably, for that. But the woman didn't. So how is that not sexist? On top of that, in England, if you're a woman and you claim that your husband has abused you in any way, and they have a bunch of different ways that he could abuse you, financial, sexual, physical, emotional, there's a long list in England, you are given a lawyer for free. How many women are incentivized, because lawyers are expensive, how many women are incentivized to lie and claim their man abused them in that situation? The man doesn't, if the man is abused, if the man is sexually abused, financially abused, physically abused, he doesn't get a free lawyer. How is that not sexist? Oh no, but only men abuse women. Right. Except that actually the statistics are out on this. Most, I believe 85, I think, percent of cases when there's abuse in a relationship is 50-50 abuse, meaning one person may abuse the person this time, that person will abuse them the next time, both will hit each other, mutual abuse. Of the small percentage that aren't mutual abuse, the vast majority are actually women abusing the men and not the other way around. So where's the protection for the men? Where's the free lawyer for the man? And all of this basically culminates into where we are today. Men are not marrying women. And women are like, well, golly gee, why aren't men marrying us anymore? If you changed the divorce laws, if you gave men more protection, if you said that, hey, if you have a child with this woman, the default is you're going to get that child 50% of the time, I bet you more men would start thinking about marrying women again. It's not worth it to a man. Imagine you're a business owner and you're going into a merger with another business. And in the contract basically states, at any time, the other business can decide to unmerge with you. If they unmerge with you, they keep half of everything you've ever made. What business person would ever sign that deal? And I'm not even talking about parental rights in that deal. I'm not talking about any of the other stuff. I'm just talking about, like, what business person would say that deal is a good deal? So why should men throw away potentially life savings for a woman? There are men, there's sadly a portion of men who get divorced in their late 40s, 50s, and take themselves off of the census. They off themselves because, they're older and they don't feel like they have the energy or the ability to rebuild their empire. They had an empire and it was taken away from them because that woman may have not been happy. Now, I'm not saying there's no good reason for divorce, by the way. I think there are some great reasons for divorce. I think if one of the individuals or both of the individuals are abusive to each other, I think that is a great reason for divorce. I think a lot of women throw away a full relationship with someone because the grass might be greener on the other side. And guess what? Like I said earlier, go hear the countless videos on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook of divorced women basically crying and saying, I wish I stayed with my husband because guess what? The grass is not greener on the other side. So, feminists, you want equality, right? Here's my challenge to you. Let's work on this one. This should be an easy one for us, right? I believe that if everyone is meant to be equal under the law, everyone should be equal under the law. Is that not what you believe? And if not, why are you pretending that that's what you believe? So let's all work on this together. Let's fix this. This will help society in the long run if we fix this. It's not just women. It's not just men, by the way, that will benefit from this. Women will benefit from this too. There's a reason marriage rates have plummeted in recent years. There's a reason. Men don't want to marry you anymore. It's not because men don't want to marry. It's because it's not worth it. The risk is too high for a man to marry. And so mitigate some of that risk, and I bet you those marriage rates will start to go up again. But that's just my opinion. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.